1 week after Hurricane Elsa affected St. Vincent, officials are still trying to determine the full impact of the cyclone. However, 1 day after the storm, this massive operation at Rabica Bridge gives an indication of the situation in the northeast of the island. The hurricane came just under 3 months after the explosive eruption of Soufriere had devastated the north of the country, especially in the northeast, where there are communities dangerously close to the volcano. The government is yet to give the all clear for people to reoccupy the northeast of St. Vincent permanently after April's volcanic eruption. However, many people have returned to the area, further putting themselves at risk from hazards associated with the hurricane season, which is expected to exacerbate the impact of the volcano. For those who have not visited northeastern St. Vincent since Soufriere erupted, it might be difficult to distinguish the impact of the volcano from the damage resulting from Hurricane Elsa and other weather systems. However, for those who have visited, it is quite easy to see that everything has gotten worse since the hurricane. The roads north of Rabica Dry River are covered in debris. They are treacherous and vehicular traffic is sparse. Many people make the journey by foot from Georgetown, walking the 7 miles to Sandy Bay, 10 miles to Oria, or 13 miles to Fancy. Others are lucky enough to hitch a ride with one of the few vehicles visiting the area. Among them is Justina Bracken and her grandson, Kilano, of Sandy Bay, who asked us to tell their story.
Born 1994, 15th of December.
1994? Are you sure that's the year?
Yeah,
Okay. So how old are you?
25 years.
You're 25 years old.
Yeah.
How long have you been living in this property?
Well, my brother tell me, look a spot here, and I come and take it up, and my children are them father. No be not treat me good. And I get into his brother, to his son, his body, and I go in and get my land from him.
So does the land belong to you or does it belong
Yeah.
to the government?
This belongs to the government because Governor Daniel told me to take it away because he don't get ID card, he never vote here. So I vote Mr. Daniel.
Tell me a little bit about this property. What is inside? We'll come inside in a bit, but tell me what kind of home is it? What's inside? What kind of rooms do you have inside?
Well, me and just take it up and build a shelter for me live into because when I go to Daniel tell me he no get no material yet, but he go build it give me.
Mhm.
So I just build up this here. So he tell me dig with the chop down the chair them because he placed up in this one. Burn coals and he tell me for dig with the get some man for dig with the and he go build something give me for me live into.
Okay, but what I want you to, how many rooms do you have here and what kind of rooms are they? Do you have bedroom, kitchen, bathroom?
No, he only just part of one thing. Me and my son and my children are there. Me and he. No. You could just see. No.
I will come inside in a bit.
Yeah.
So, were you here yesterday when we had the hurricane?
Yeah, I went here. And after one, I got down by my mother, have to help she. And he running like a river help she. Put galvanize and what's not on top the house.
So you said this house where you live in was running like a river. What do you mean?
He wetting down from up the leaking.
From the roof?
Yeah.
And what about the floor? Was water coming through on the floor?
Yeah, water running from the floor too.
So,
In a concrete. He ain't concrete.
so the floor isn't paved, it's earthen
No.
floor.
Out the floor.
We had the volcanic eruption. The volcano erupted in April.
Mm-hmm.
Did you leave Sandy Bay?
Yes, I go Sunday by Thursday, and after them tell me that, I leave come home back.
After the told you what?
After I tell the security I want to go by the shop go get something for me eat. He said no, the gate locked. Well, me say, well, me going home. So afterward me tell she so. She tell me, you want me man for man you? And I told Mr. Daniel that. He tell me no. If me want to go back to shelter, I tell Mr. Daniel, no, I don't go back to shelter. I prefer to stay here. For he give me.
You prefer to come back to your house.
Yes.
So yesterday when the storm was passing, the hurricane, what was it like?
The wind, Harry and cheese start to blow down. A load of things start to fire and I in my mother house. Yeah, grand.
Were you scared?
Yeah, me scared. But me ask God for thing.
So you said there are 2 rooms inside. What are they? Bedroom and living room or 2 bedrooms?
I just 2 bedroom. Part of me boy asleep outside here and me sleeping inside there. But me burn up for him bed matches. And me beg for peace there for go pan top that.
Why did you burn it?
Right out.
Why?
Because wet down. And the other one wet. And I beg somebody to give me peace.
When did it wet down? During the storm or?
During the storm and yesterday too. And all my clothes of them get dirty. So me have to go by we get a spring down there, water hole, me go and wash them out.
Okay, I want to come inside and take a look at what your home is like inside.
This is where I pat it off for be. Like so, when them children come and me bed, then I go see where I.
To give yourself a little privacy.
Right.
So this is in essence your bedroom.
Yeah.
This is your bed, you have your clothing. But even the bed is not really a bed per se, it's just some.
Well, I need just a help myself. I just a help myself. But some people for help me nail it up. So I'm jinka man. So that is how I live.
And how long do you say you've been living here?
Just me not live here so long. When I come round the hurricane thing.
And like some of the posts that upright there, coconut.
Yeah, coconut post. Me have to give man a money for thing it give me when me get. Me just pay $20 because I working with government.
What kind of work do you do for the government?
I just clean Sunday the government school, government secondary school.
Okay, the secondary school, not the primary school.
No, secondary school.
Okay, so you have a mattress on the bed here.
This is what I begging for. This is where somebody give me yesterday. Me have to pay everybody $5 because he drinking.
$5 for the mattress or $5 to bring it up for you?
$5 for the mattress. Because he a rum drinker man.
And so this is your section where you sleep, and this is
my
the
son.
partition, and this is your son's.
Yeah.
So, like in your section, there's the floor isn't paved as you told me.
No, in a paint.
Paved. There's no concrete on the floor.
No. Just right so it base sand. Me just have to dig it out.
And also, this bed is made of post. There's a coconut post here and a sheet of plywood. And there's evidence of water damage here, that the water came in here. And a lot of farming implements. We have a hose. We have a gardening spade, a shovel. We also have a hoe. Yeah. A hoe here. And you said, well, the walls are not complete. The roof is caving in, it seems. The areas where you can see outside. Maybe you can step back outside a little. How do you feel living here? Are you comfortable?
Well, if me not get nowhere for go, me go comfortable here. Because me get the little thing of them sell.
What do you sell?
Juicy. Sweet drinks. Just pay sweet drinks.
Okay, this morning we met you coming from the direction of Georgetown. Where were
Yeah,
you?
me been go buy some for give the man of them for help me chow down there and clean up back my Tanya them. So remember, if you not get the room, them car walk. Because me just have to pay them $30, $30 when they work this evening with me. So that for keep them.
Do you have that $30 to pay each of them?
Well, me just give them when me get. Until when me get me salary, me go give them in money.
So they're gonna throw out this loose material.
Yeah.
And what are you doing in this area? Why are you throwing out this loose material?
Well, the is where Daniel been telling me for throw it out to build my house.
And when you say Daniel, are you talking about your MP, Montgomery Daniel?
Yeah.
I see you have a pig here. Is this your pig?
Yes, that way the same boy you talk to Amagam there.
Mhm.
I beg him for that. And he give me a small little pig. I think he not could have come. So I beg for a meal and they give me a girl.
So are you gonna breed it? Are you gonna or just grow it and sell it?
Well, me say me go maybe I'm going to sell it. But the little boy was there here with me. Tell me, Mommy, he was a pig. He was a baby.
So you're gonna keep it and breed it and
Yeah. So he said, I go fence it up right there.
your situation, I must say, it's rather sad to see that in the year 2021 somebody's living like this. Do you have a bathroom? Do you have a kitchen? Where do you prepare your meals?
I just go behind the go bed, wait until the night and bed because people are there in the village who watching.
Mhm. What about toilet? Do you have a toilet?
Just right this.
And kitchen, where do you cook your meals?
Looking now break down the
Where we see these sticks here, that's where your kitchen is.
yes. So he blow off yesterday.
There's nothing inside. Do you have a stove or?
No, I'm not gonna stove.
So I imagine you cook on wood fire.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about your education. What school did you go to?
Georgetown Primary School.
What class did you get to?
ABIS, grade 1.
Grade one. Why did you finish school at grade one?
Hmm?
Can I ask why did
No,
you?
I just been go inside there.
Mhm,
When I hear my granddaddy dead, I been live with my granddaddy.
mhm.
When I hear my granddaddy dead, them come down a Josh down in a bus. So a girl with me and she family now, he say, he man have a nickname. So he say, call a Monday, fish head. He married to your mommy. And your granddad mommy, know your real mommy. So me say, for true? He say, yes. So I go in the bus when they done bury my grandfather. And my grandfather was Sousa. So me get back home to know my real mother.
And from then you didn't go back to school.
No. Yeah, me go in Sandy Bay over old school by the clinic. But she been a cheat me. Cause me no real with she. But now I dip by Fushy side.
Your mommy.
Yeah, my real mom.
You spoke about building a house. Um, how soon do you think you're gonna build it, and where are you gonna get the material from?
Well, me no know. They tell me, hold on, they go come and build when they start to build. So me no know when they ma go build.
Who's the them?
Mr. Daniel. He
Well,
say
the
when
government.
them build. So me no know when they ma go build.
Okay, were you living here
Yeah.
last election?
Yes.
And what about the election before then? Can you remember if you were living here?
No, me not been live here. Me been live down with my mommy.
So, but for the last election, around the time of the last election, the government distributed a lot of building material. Did you apply for any?
Well, me ask them tell me I there with a NDP man. So they cannot help me.
Bracken says that villagers also claimed that she should have lost her cleaning job because she did not vote for the ruling Unity Labour Party. She, however, said that a man whom she mentioned by name voted on her behalf to ensure that she cast a vote for the ULP.
Them go them because they see me there. They say take a broom from she don't vote you.
So, are you saying that you cannot read and write enough to mark your own X? I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm just trying to understand your situation.
How them used to get on now and say me only this a put on red jersey, me not vote. Tell me when me come, he go mark my X. To get proof, me vote Mr. Daniel.
Bracken says that she did not receive anything from the millions of dollars in building material that the government distributed during the 2020 election campaign.
No, nothing. Why get here? My daughter, a house been over, they been repair, and my daughter beg. I beg for galvanize, I beg for what I have here. For put up. I beg for everything I have here. Me go, he tell me, when the school break down, they're going to go repair it. Me go get half of that. I never get nothing. Never yet.
So, if you were to, a lot of people would see this video. If you were to say anything to the people who are watching in terms of who might be willing to help you, what would you say to them?
I go tell them thanks. Good thanks. Because I just go anyway. Anybody see me selling, I just offer them. Because I just make oil, I just offer them coconut oil. Anything I have, I just offer.
How many kids do you have? How many children do you have?
4.
What do they do?
Well, me don't know where them they camp do. They're lazy. They say them a work, me don't know where them a do.
But outside of the volcano, do they work with the government? Do they farm?
Me don't know where them a do down there.
No, I mean generally.
Well, they used to come and you want to be live there? If you go bush with me have to pay he. If plant 2 tiny hole, me have to pay he. And me have to look for things, give you for eat, everything.
And the others, what do they do? What kind of work do they do?
Well, let us go all about go help people pick coconut and what's not, get them money, fool around, say they eat and all things.
People always go and visit Soufriere. And now Soufriere come back and visit them a run. But they shouldn't run. Because them always go visit Soufriere. And now Soufriere come one time go visit them a run. But me not run, me ride.
Brinsley Batiste, another Sandy Bay resident, was anxious to show Eyewitness News the impact that the volcano and the hurricane had on his home.
I see part of your roof is missing. Some of your walls are broken down.
Yes.
When exactly did this happen?
During the Soufriere. It was on the morning on the 9th. When the Soufriere starts, like 10 o'clock in the morning. That time that happened.
Were you in Sandy Bay in this house when that happened?
No, I went down and I came up back. I went to streams of Port Church Carry. And when I come up back, this thing break down. So I decided to come home back. No way no better than yard. I decided to come home and take my blows up here. I survived by going in the mountain and look for coconut and sell. Because government ain't give me nothing at all.
Who do you sell the coconut to?
Just anybody.
In the community or outside of the community?
The lady right there, my stepdaughter right there. No? She don't buy from me there now.
Dry coconut?
Dry
or?
coconut for sale, right. I sell for a very cheap price just because I sell for 50 cents, but we just sell for $1. But just because my stepdaughter, I sell for 50 cents at one.
Okay, so in addition to your property, did you suffer any losses? Do you farm?
Look, me are planting all up the valley. Right up there, look them up there. Look, snap them up there. The goat and the pig I tell you about.
So tell me, how many goats and how many pigs did you?
Two pig and 9 goat. Up to, me can't find one up to now. And just only the last one I can't find. I can't find the last one.
So have you found the other 8?
No, none at all. So now me a struggle. Just to survive. So me don't know where going on.
Do you do anything besides farming?
Yeah, I just work with people like don't overland.
To do what?
Dig bank, plant potato, tomatoes, all that kind of thing.
So still farming work, agriculture
Yeah,
work.
farming up, yeah. I work with a lady named Sandra. Right now she's in Argyle. And since I come up, I went in Argyle and I worked with she down Argyle for 5 days. So I just going backward and forward until the government, well, me can't fix this and the government have fixed about me. So me not going on. So me wait still.
Where were you yesterday when the hurricane was passing?
Right here. I was down by my neighbor down there, I call it Keith Baptiste. And some of the galvanize blow out down the road. And when I try to bring up a piece of galvanize, I had to drop it and run back into my neighbor's house. This. And from there, I come up and I went back in there and I sleep in there for the day. So all this disaster happened to me. One disaster or next disaster. People always go and visit Soufriere. I know Soufriere come back and visit them a run. But they shouldn't run. Because them always go visit Soufriere. I know Soufriere come one time go visit them a run. But me not run, me ride.
What do you mean you ride?
Me ride van. Ride vehicle and go down.
Tell me a little bit about your family. Who else lives here with you?
Okay. My former girlfriend. And then my daughter.
Your former girlfriend lives with you?
Well, that room behind the river street. That room in my mines. So, me and the she boy I have 2 child. So if me move out, me have to go, me have to start all over. So me stay right here. And then me and my son-in-law, who live with my daughter, he got out the room behind it. And they break out his window right there. All know his window there behind the nail up.
Who broke it out?
I don't know. And you go behind there, go see how the bank are breaking. Just go behind, snap behind it too. Whole thing are breaking, so me never going on. But me have to survive. Because me love the Sandy Bay.
Okay, there's some people who say that, Sandy Bay has been affected by a lot of disaster over the years, and maybe it might be wise for people to not live here at all. What do you think about that?
I think that people don't want to live up here. People always say they love their home. As I tell you, no, we're no better than yard. Only so the place a mash up. Because when me go town, me can't get the money down. Everything in town is money. Me could go up here and get a breadfruit. Me could get a coconut. Me could dig a yam. Me can't get that at town. Me have to buy a money me have to spend. So everybody decide to come home. Then because up here mash up, they decide to come home.
But it's unsafe.
Okay. They say we're in the red zone. But people are saying no better than Sandy Bay. They always coming back at their home. Look at he mash down. People coming home back. Otherwise, me I come home back. Because me live down Lakwa without that. Me say, me going home and me can't stay down here. Everything me have to buy. Yeah. Look this man, me don't go look for coconut and sell and get much about $40. Me lay down and me can't get that. No. Why me going to get that? And me don't bring breadfruit. Buy chicken and all the me I cook now.
So where are your daughters and your son-in-law and your ex-girlfriend as well?
Them they buy streams of Sport Church carry.
So they're still at the emergency shelter?
Yes, so they ain't coming up yet because this breakdown. So me say if me meet anybody, me have to interview with them and show the house.
So that's why you ask us to come and see.
Yes, interview, right. So,
do you have food and water up there?
Well, me just get water, you got a spring down by the bayside only. When you want water, you just go down there and catch water. Water to that when nobody now bring nothing. Whole kitchen used to bring things like they stop.
Well, they went back.
Okay, well, so nobody now give nobody nothing again. So we only have to try to survive. Till the time come.
What time?
When government fix back the place.
All right, thanks. Can I take a look around inside your house and around your property?
And he sing, Soufriere go come again and carry go run again. Soufriere go come again and carry go run again. When I reach Orange Hill, they say the banner don't fly it and gone. But when he reach a dash the hill, they say, Carry gone up, Papa kill Playboy. Soufriere go come again. Carry go run again. Soufriere go come again. Carry go run again. When I reach a Zion Hill, they say, Carry gonna dash the hill. But when I reach a dash the hill, they say, Carry gone back up, Papa kill. That's it.
So who sang it? Come, stand back up there.
Who sing it? Me sing it?
Who sang that song?
Me sing it.
When did he sing it?
Right now. Burnsley Batty sing it here right now. Yeah, right now I sing it. So we could take a walk around now.
All right, let me take a look inside first.
Yeah, let's go inside. Right now I sing it. Yes, we are on the stove. Yes, again. Come in. Let's see. Right. Open the stove here. TV. Put me bed out me and survive pan.
Can I film inside there?
Yeah, go on ahead. Down me survive pan. The bed inside there. You see water? When the rain come, water bust in all the area. You see? Look what we call it a couch, all that wet down. Right. You see? The TV there. In a wet down. You see? Let me carry it back now. Look at the room. There. Look at the room there. Watch it down there. Come on, see. Yeah, send me that room. They break out this.
You mean like somebody broke into the room?
Yeah,
They went inside the room?
Yeah.
Did they steal anything?
I have to show. Look my son room here now. My son got that room here for he live in that. So a big house and everybody got their own room. You see? One big house, everybody got their own room. Right.
So this used to be a toilet? Your outside toilet?
Yeah, the toilet.
It's full up with
With sun all the thing. You see? Take a good now.
And is this material inside of the room or just outside?
You have things inside the house. You see, son? Big disaster.
But you were saying that notwithstanding this, do you really think that people should continue to live in these areas?
Well, hey, I not really give people wrong on what people say they love their home. As I tell you, they love Sandy Bay. Because when they could get anything in Sandy Bay, they can't go get it in town. They say they love Sandy Bay.
But one of the questions that we have to consider, one of the reasons why the indigenous people, Caribou, some people call them, live in this area is because the British, about 200 years ago, forced the indigenous people to live in these areas because they are pretty much a worst part of the country.
And here we just say too, when we cut off, when before Abuka cut we off, St. Lucia belongs to us because the government down there don't care nothing about nobody over the river. Watch how they treating government like dog.
Which government is that? The current government?
This government within here. They should have done fix you up here. They should have done grade this road and send out people to work and give people a 10 days work on the road. They're treating up here like a dog, like we know nobody. And we putting them for 5 years straight Panaro, and they don't care nothing about nobody up here. 5 straight years now government Panaro, and they don't care nothing about we up here.
You mean 5 terms?
5 terms, yes. And they don't care nothing about our up here.
So you think the government should have already cleaned up?
Yeah, sure, don't clean up here.
But at the same time,
yeah, wait up here for last.
At the same time, we have to remember that this is the red zone, and the scientists have not given the all clear.
Fit use a red zone too. Why don't clean fit use and leave up here? Fit use a red zone too. Why clean fit use and leave up here?
I think fit use is in the orange zone actually.
Red zone. Fit use in the red zone too. And they and Richmond. So I feel she don't clean up here.
So you're not happy about that?
No. She had gone clean up it. Anyhow, me I wait and see. We go on and if me they go fix back my house and thing.
What was this embankment like before it broke away like this?
Well, it was like a little scoop. And then you see plant some trees. And then it started breaking. I could control this breaking. The other one if you break in. Watch out there, lady up there. But I think I break in too. So me no go. This a big work here for clean up. You see no? Big work. And no money there for clean up this here. Why government give me some money? To clean up this? Me no know.
If you were given the option to move from here, would you move?
I will move, but I'll come back up here.
What for?
Visit Sunday because I love Sunday. I'll move, but I'll still come up here. Okay, if I go in last part at Kingston, I'll come back up here. Because I love up here.
All right, thanks.
Elsewhere in Sandy Bay, the home in which Claudette Francis, her parents, and other relatives live survived the volcanic eruption. Elsa and her howling winds, however, were another story.
Well, the situation, half of my roof blown off. So we just trying to see what we can put away.
Were you here yesterday when this happened?
No, we're not. We
Where
were
were
not here. We're in Camden Park.
You're staying at the shelter in Camden?
No, at a private home.
At a private?
Somebody take us in here.
So when did you return to Sandy Bay?
This morning.
How did you get here?
Well, we catch a van from Kingston and they have a transportation that normally bring people over.
From Georgetown? Or?
Yeah, from Georgetown.
Okay, so what exactly happened to the house?
The roof is off. All of our belongings that were inside, because we store up most of the stuff in the back room, they are wet because if the roof off and the rain, everything damaged. That's it.
So who else lives there with you?
My mother, my father, my nephew, his girlfriend, and my other nephew.
So did all of you evacuate as a consequence of the volcano?
Yes, please.
So how might you be able to repair this? Do you know? Do you have the resources?
To be honest, I don't know. Because everybody is unemployed.
We do trust God.
You trust God, but the Bible says faith without works is dead.
That is
Well,
God is not going to come down and fix it.
we might start somewhere.
Okay, so show me what exactly took place. So what room was this? A bedroom?
Yeah.
everything soaked with water.
It was so good that when we come this morning, even all the things were in the water. The Bible was in the water and
The page them dry.
did not wet. So that gives us hope for tomorrow.
What else?
This is the Mr. and Master's room.
Here is my room and my husband's room.
So, well, the dressing table gone. Can't even open it. And the gowns and all my uniform.
What kind of uniforms?
Huh?
What kind of uniforms?
Spiritual baptism.
So you said you're the mistress of the house.
Yes.
So how do you feel seeing a home like this and maybe having other people in the house looking up to you for leadership and for hope?
Well, what I will do, I had to satisfy. I was broke down yesterday when I hear it happen, and I pray and I get a little bit of strength.
So who told you that your house had been damaged? How did you find out?
Well, my daughter, a lady called my daughter and said she husband went to the mountain, and by coming back by the river, he cannot pass. And then when he was parked somewhere down there, half of the roof gone. Yeah.
So do you know how you might be able to repair this?
Well, I don't know. And right now, my husband ain't working. Nobody in our family ain't working, but we trust God, because he was working with the government and they retired. He retired right
He retired.
now.
What kind of work did he do?
He was watchman. Yeah.
So is he getting a pension?
Not as yet, and they don't give him his money up to now.
It's gratuity.
She's gratuity, they don't give him, and he don't work since the January. January he was 60, and they said that he have to finish. And up to now, since January up to now, nobody. These are my wares. Them I pack them up, some of my wares, but right now I can't move it because the tub full with water. The wares them. This is my suitcase with all my spiritual garment. You can feel everything wet, but I can't walk with them because I don't have a transportation. So I have to leave them until Wednesday. But say by they will spoil.
Did the ash from the volcano affect this house?
Well,
The ash,
just,
yeah. Yeah, the tree have ash. See? I don't walk with no, I leave everything. I just leave everything. So.
Over the last decade or so, it seems that every natural hazard that has affected St. Vincent and the Grenadines has impacted the northeast of the country. But it seems that no community more so than here in Sandy Bay. This, of course, has raised questions about whether or not residents and the government should continue to rebuild after every natural disaster. This suggestion about abandoning Sandy Bay altogether is not sitting well with some residents.
With the all clear yet to be given for resettlement of the volcano red zone, the cleanup is yet to begin in Sandy Bay and other communities north of the Rabica Dry River. It is a long, even more treacherous drive to the communities further north. The drive shows just how much the eruption of the volcano has reshaped the physical landscape. With power lines down and the municipal supply of water shut off, residents who have returned to these communities rely on rivers, streams, and springs, as is the case here in Oya. In Fancy, these pigs seem to be in heaven, even as this rockfall ends the road for vehicular traffic in this, the northernmost village in St. Vincent.
6 outside, you know what I'm saying? Fully.
Brethren, you guys live in Fancy?
Yeah.
Were you here yesterday when they
No, we just come up here for just evacuate some important stuff, you know what I'm saying?
So how are you gonna get back to wherever you're going?
Boat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there is.
Lambert Williams says he is one of just 2 people who have returned to Fancy full-time since the volcanic eruption. He was in the village when Hurricane Elsa made landfall.
I was here. I get up early in the morning, cut all the banana around the house. I went back to take a little nap around about 8 o'clock. And coming out in nap about 10 o'clock, I realized the storm already hit us. So I get in the room, put on some clothes. But when I see what coming towards me, I could not turn back to the door. I run through the window because I thought all the houses in Fancy would have go down. So
What did you see?
Something like a big vapor. You can see I'm behind the vapor, but something real big. So I jump and run, come behind the school right in a little cellar they have there because I hear the school roof start to click. I stay there about 2 hours until it started to ease down. I run back because I run bare feet. I had to go back home, fetch me water boots, and stick around still until I able to get a chance to, well, this is my father in the house. Come here, have a little peep, see what's going on. You have one guy on the hill, and he's an elder man, he have a stroke already. So I decided, well, I have to go and check for him. When I get a little chance, I decided to run down the bottom and climb up the hill. But he was okay. Yeah. I bring him me and he come along with another guy and we patrol the place, check the houses because I'm a part of the disaster preparedness in my community. I always be there.
So based on what you saw in your community, would you say that there's extensive damage to houses here?
Yes, there is a lot of houses that get damaged. Apart from the 24 houses that the roof uplifted, it have more houses damaged. Until the persons come around, they would know Well, the house is really damaged.
You're in Fancy at a time when the government says that people should not be here because of the volcano. Why are you here?
I think as a person believe in prayer. And after the volcano, we as the citizens of Fancy should have done return to give prayer, to give God thanks for sparing this little community. Above all the community, this one would have been the greenest throughout St. Vincent. This is something we should have done return to give God thanks.
You mean after the volcano it was
After
one of the
volcano.
greenest?
Yes, after the volcano.
But people can give thanks wherever they are.
I think so, but I believe in spirit. If I depart now and you bury me somewhere from here, because I live here for past 32 years, you know, married and live here. Well, my wife passed January, so single man. But you're supposed to come back in your community, give praise. When you lay the body here, the spirit is at rest. When you lay the person outside, the spirit is not peace. So I believe in that. So I decided to really come home to give thanks.
But the government, I mean, even as a spiritual person, you have to use common sense. Pardon the bluntness of the expression.
Yes. But this is my home. I stayed in Barry. But
At a private home?
I stay by my mom in a downstairs. Well, she gave me the downstairs so I could stay. I have one little grandboy with me. But I don't comfortable living out. I comfortable living on my own.
Do you have food? Do you have water? Do you have electricity?
No electricity, but I have generator. I have a generator enough to light my whole house. And well, the water getting low on me now, but I think I know where I could get some by a spring somewhere.
Do you have a tank or did you?
I have a 600-gallon tank, but the water from the roof is not usable. So I use that to do the toilet and wash the dishes and all these kind of things. I prefer today here. I feel more comfortable. When I get up in the morning, I don't mind if I have to come here, cut the fence, and I'm accustomed to that. Back home in Barley, nothing to do. Eat, get a big belly. It doesn't work.
Are you originally from Barley?
I grew up there.
And live in Fancy for 30-something years. So what do you do for a living?
Farming. Me as one of the most leading vegetable farmers here.
In Fancy or in the country?
Fancy. Yeah.
One of the things that I know from my interview with other farmers in Fancy, and I also saw it on my way in, there are a lot of pigs that are roaming, and maybe other animals.
Well, I take a lot of other animals. That is the thing that keeping me from do the farming. Not really the pigs, because I farm high up. A guy have a cow, and the cow roam with a bunch of sheep. So them is the only animal they where I farm, because the grass is much younger, so it's easier for them to chew. So they roam on these land.
How do you feel when you see Fancy as it is?
I feel so sad, because I thought before the Soufriere, just a few months, I started to farm hard because my wife was sick for 7 years. So I couldn't do what I supposed to do in my middle age so that I could prepare for when retirement. So I now start to get the act together, now start to farm hard. The volcano destroyed a lot of vegetable, tomato, cabbage, pepper, a lot of that, because I had to try and make up back for the last time. So when I see Fancy, as a big man, I can't, and I wouldn't shame to say so. When I lay down, a little tears decided to come to me, because as a real man, when you give God thanks from the heart, you feel something inside. So 1 or 2 drops just come. Yeah. Not ashamed for that. Tears speak language. And once you drop a tear, the Father understands. That's why I say all year round, if all of us together had come back to give God thanks because He spared us, I believe what happened yesterday would not have happened the way it happened.
Are you hopeful for the future?
Yes, but it's a long way. Yes, because the government would not be able to at least do all that they're supposed to do for the people north of the Dry River. I think the damage bigger than St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a whole.
You mean the damage north of the Dry River
Yes.
is more extensive than the rest of the country?
Yeah. It is going to take a long while, a very long time. Because I don't know if you reach down by the river. That's a part where I come here, spend some time to assess the water coming down from the river. It is going to take a while because it always have this whitey color, this little whitey color.
And what do you think that whiteness is? Do you believe it's the volcanic ash?
The ash lay high up in the mountain. So CWSC will not be able to put that water in a tank for the people in the community. But at least sometimes you can say it as it is, you have to keep it in here.
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't say it as it is?
They would not tell us it will take a while for the water to clear up. So they would at least, if we settle back here.
Okay, so let's be clear. Are you saying that when it rains, you go to see the river to analyze the color of the water?
Not even when it rains. Even without rain, the color of the water is not normal. So we would not be able to drink that water for quite a long while. So persons will come back. We have a lot of small springs here and there. The people who fit could go to the spring, who have children could send them to the spring and fetch water. But I think it's a long way to go, very long.
You said you farm up on the hills. How high up is it?
When you reach Welcome to Fancy, I go straight up on that hill.
About how many minutes walk?
Well,
Or
from
if
here,
you know the distance.
I take 35 minutes from here, go up, because
So it's quite a distance.
quite a distance. Yeah.
And what are the situation? What are the conditions like in the mountains? Do you have a lot of fallen trees, a lot of ash? Or?
No, a lot of ash, but the ash, most of the ash, because my land is something like a little slope with the valley. So almost all the ash wash off from the slope and get down into the valley. So the land could walk.
But what about the lands around, or other lands in Fancy?
Some of these land will take a while.
Because-
They will take a while
Also because of the ash.
because of the ash. Some ash about 12 inches, and it is too thick to put any kind of thing. Yeah. So we had to wait a while. We the people north of the Dry River tend to farm, like we call it farrow. We will not be able to do farrow now. We would have to do it just dig a hole and plant. It's easier to get to the natural soil.
Are you talking like for root crops?
Yes.
But they've been farming like that in lowlands for quite a while. You might have to adopt that style.
Yes, I do think so. Yes, because I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to farm. No care how hard it is. I'm ready.
Do you feel lonely up there?
Not really. Well, I now don't clean up. I went after come from Point. We had to go back to the community to check all the house that damaged. So we finished that already. So when I don't take my shower, when the community have the population, in the evening like this, I will go down by
No,
the
I mean
clinic.
now that you're here alone. Well, not a lot. How many people are in Fancy now?
Well, it was two of us.
Is that you and that gentleman? What is his name?
Mr. Stanley here.
No, but there was another guy who had interviewed. Bochin, yeah. Bochin.
Into.
So he left. He's
Yes.
left.
But it's good thing he left because a tree fell on his house.
Wow.
So it's good thing he had left. Yeah. But it's me and Mr. Stewart here for the. I still let's go by the clinic and sit down, me alone, and just enjoy life. Yes, because on a normal evening I custom to go there and I'm still going there. You know, I feel happy.
But nobody to talk to, nobody to reason with.
I think as a human being, we have to first learn to reason with ourselves before we can really reason with other people. You know. Because otherwise we will just talk. We will not be able to host a proper conversation. So I reason with myself around watch the place that I know I call home. Now it become like a mountain. If your mind not strong, you just in, out. My investment in terms of house, I don't do it here. So I just think I can run away.
The final question I want to ask you, the sea. Generally, the sea is very rough in Fancy, is it not?
Sometimes not now, it's pretty calm there. Calm, real calm, you know.
And do you think that is unusual, especially since yesterday we had such a violent storm?
Well, I think the water get pretty calm from to what I see there yesterday, the kind of wave I see there yesterday. No, it's pretty calm. You could go for a swim. Yeah, I can go there for a swim. It's good. Yeah. Because I am a seaman, I'm a landman, everything.
The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been advised to reduce the volcano alert to yellow, level 2 on the 4-level scale. However, even when the all clear is given, it will take some time for these communities to return to greener days. Reporting from Fancy St. Vincent, I am Kenton Chance for Eyewitness News.